right. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Tuesday Bro Tuesday, where we have technical difficulties all the time, like when I forget to turn my lights on, but that's fine. We've got the lights on and we're back. So Tuesday Bro Tuesday is usually the live call-in show where anybody gets to call in and voice their opinion on the topic of the day. But we're actually not going to be taking any calls today. We are waiting for, I believe we're going to have a guest in about a half hour on this program. We're going to try to go boosh right for about an hour today. And really what today is going to be is updates. News from me to you, news from you to me. This is so we can kind of all get on the same page about what's actually going on right now in the United States. I was just catching Jay Hayes live with GrimmGreen a few hours ago. I finished tonight before work. Absolutely. I was over there on the big Jay Hayes YouTube inside the fantastic. Jay Hayes is just a great guy. He really gives a shit. We were on there with Dash Vapes. We were on there with the other guy, Willow, whose name I can never remember Willow's name. We were over there with Villo. We were over there with Vic, that Scottish guy. You know that Scottish guy, Vic. Anyway, we were over there. 3 hours we streamed this morning. 3 hours we streamed this morning. So if anybody has the time, go back and check the replay. I thought it was a really good. Stream. I thought there was a lot of really good information in there. Hang on, I've just noticed something. My other light isn't on either. It's like I'm not really prepared for today. It could be because I spent my entire morning with Jay Hayes. That's okay. That's fine. Look, I'm not coming down on Jay Hayes or anything like that, but I spent my whole morning with Jay Hayes. But like I said, in about 30 minutes, I'm going to give our special guest a call. Hopefully we're going to get some updates. Special guest being, I don't know why I feel like I need to keep this such like a big secret. It's Matt Culley. Matt Culley's going to be on the stream for about a half an hour. He's going to be Skyping in. Well, he's going to be Skyping in via Skype, and we'll have him on the show. He right now is in Washington, D.C. with the VTA, with the Vapor Technology Association. They're over there in D.C. formulating, planning. They're going to be meeting with Congress. I'm chomping at the bit for any information that I can get out of Washington, D.C. right now, and I'm hoping that Matt Culley has some Washington D.C. updates for us as far as what's the tone, what's the vibe over there in Washington D.C. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird being so far away, so out of the loop. I have this like FOMO of Matt being in D.C. I'm like, give me all the knowledge, give me all the information, give it to me all. So here's where we're at. Here's where we're at right now. States are just going bananas. You guys, just going bananas. And I said this on the vlog. I've said this in videos throughout the years. Vape legislation is coming to your state. And the scary thing now, see, I have a half headphone on. I guess I don't need any headphones on. Right now. That was just for aesthetic. That was just so I looked cooler, like headphones gave me more street cred. There are states right now just going bananas. And the really scary thing that's going on right now is not a lot of this is being done legislatively. A lot of this is being done by what you'll see, same thing that happened in Michigan with Governor Gretchen Whitmer, executive order. Right? Executive orders. That's someone in power bypassing the checks and balances that keep them in check and just executing something that is their agenda, that they can just do without checking with any of the citizens of the state or city, without checking of any of the legislators, any of the representatives. Doesn't have to go through the Senate. The governor can just go, nope, now flavors are banned. So today the news that we got, yesterday the news that we got was Governor Cuomo over there in New York. That's right. Mama Don 88 New York State flavor ban, fast-tracked, supposed to go into effect on 10/4. Spent the morning on the phone to Cuomo, also getting my fellow vapors involved. That's a fantastic idea. In fact, what I'm going to try to do right now, let's just try to do this right now. Governor Cuomo office. I just want to get the office of the governor I just want to get the governor, the office of the governor phone number. No, we're not sending a message through the website, you crazy person. Here we go. Contact us by phone. This is something, honestly, truly and honestly, you guys, can initiate real change. This is the phone number to Governor Cuomo's office. The same way, we use the same, I know VA Ghost Gaming. Alcohol kills 100 times more people here, but that's none of my business. You know what? It's not any of our business, but it also is kind of our business because we're having freedom stripped from us. And I know people think that, oh, it's just flavors, right? Oh, vapors are going to be without their flavors. They can't vape their cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake anymore. And yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Nail on the head. The thing is, it's a freedom issue. This is a government overreach freedom issue. They can't just take things away from you with no process involved. They can't just take things away from you without any feedback involved. And, people look at vaping and go, well, I'm not a vapor, so sure, they can ban flavors, they can ban all that stuff. That doesn't affect me. But here's the thing. If you give the government 1 inch, they will take 10 miles. If they see how easy it is going to be to ban flavors, who's to say that they aren't coming for alcohol flavors next? We keep making this correlation, this association. Well, there's a whipped cream Swedish fish flavored vodka. There's whipped cream Swedish fish flavored vodka. How come there can't be whipped cream Swedish fish flavored vapor products? And I think that's one of the strongest things we can come out of the gate with is the alcohol thing. Because the reason that exists is because we live in America, where if you're an adult, maybe you'd like to drink blackberry flavored vodka. And if you're an adult that likes to drink blackberry flavored vodka, welcome to America. We have blackberry flavored vodka. You have to be 21 to buy it. We're going to ask you. We're going to check your ID. But if everything checks out, here, enjoy your blackberry flavored vodka. It's a freedom thing. It's freedom's being taken away. Could you imagine? Who's to say, okay, wait, this is just devil's advocate speculating, no real truth here going on. But let's say they ban vape flavors, right? And everybody's happy. All the politicians are happy. Every vapor is angry. They ban vape flavors and everyone's like, well, that's fine. They don't need vape flavors anyway. All they need is tobacco. It's their choice. They don't need flavors, blah, blah, blah. And then one day the government comes in and says, they were right. Youth alcohol is a big problem and they are attracted to the flavors. So from now on, no flavored alcohol. No flavored alcohol. And they did it by executive order. Like if Trump just got up there and said, no more alcohol, no more flavors in alcohol, no more, too appealing to kids, no more. And then the entire country had like 30 days to rid themselves of flavored alcohol. And then you walk into a liquor store, you walk into a supermarket, and all you see is just like a big plastic jug of flavorless McCormick vodka. They can do that. They're going to do it with flavors. If they're going to do it with flavors and vapor products, they can do it with anything. They can do it with anything, man. They can take your freedom away at the drop of a hat because they feel like they know better than you. And Governor Cuomo, oh, wait, hang on. I'm getting New York just passed the motion. Hang on. Breaking news right now coming out of New York State. Breaking news. Michelle Lynn, New York just passed the motion. Watching to see what it includes. So apparently they're live streaming this hearing right now. I've seen Greg Connolly tweeting from it, I believe. And really, here's what I want to play. I want to put the phone number back up there. Here's the phone number of the governor's office, New York governor's office, and your message just has to be simple. Just has to be a simple, hi, my name is Nick. I'm 42 years old. I quit smoking using flavored vapor products 10 years ago, and I am against this ban. I vape, and I vote, and I'm going to vote you out of office. You don't even have to take it that far. You can have a simple little blurb. Angela Garrity, shout out to Angela Garrity from the That's What She Said show. She posted on Instagram today and said, just took me 15 minutes to make all of these phone calls. And look, there it is. White House. New York, Governor Cuomo. New Jersey, Governor, who's the guy in New Jersey? Someone help me out. Anybody in New Jersey? While we're trying to think of that, let me do the super chat here from Crimson. Very gracious of you. I'm in the UK, and even I have to tell people they're not going to die from vaping. P.S. Did you hear about those guys that got busted with like 50 THC carts? Yeah, there's been multiple arrests in the counterfeit THC vitamin E acetate issue world, whatever you want to call it. That is still going on. That's still very a real thing. And people like Cuomo, people like Gretchen out of Michigan, people like Donald effing Trump, they are conflating these two issues, which I feel like a broken record sometimes when you go, this isn't a nicotine vaping issue, this is a vitamin E acetate THC distillate issue. The next person, this isn't a liquid nicotine issue, this is a THC vitamin E acetate issue. Next person, okay, again, really? This isn't a nicotine issue. This is a vitamin E acetate THC illicit cannabis market issue. They're conflating the two. And this is something I said on the over there on the Jay Hayes YouTube is, has anybody noticed that all the information is just real confusing? It's confusing, and it's confusing on purpose. They don't want people making informed decisions. They want people confused on purpose, which is why they use weird language, right? And weird verbiage. And they say vaping when really they mean dab carts. And they'll say vaping when really they mean something else. And they'll just say, it's all vaping. It's like this whole flavored vapor, cannabis, THC illicit sort of substance thing. It's all been mashed together. And what we have to do is clearly differentiate between these two issues that are going on. It's bananas to me. I mean, it's not super bananas to me that CNN's getting it wrong, because CNN gets a lot of stuff wrong. But it's crazy to me that CNN can publish things like this. Okay, look, I'm getting too mad. The media will never be held accountable for the things that they've done and the things that they've published, which will be a detriment to public health. And I posted this on Twitter as well pretty recently. The RICO case, the future RICO case against the CDC for misinforming the public about the dangers of smoking cigarettes versus e-liquid, that is going to be just a humdinger of a case. Hang on, I'm going to play this little sound clip right now. CNN is all fake news. It's all fake news. You can't just say it's fake news if you don't agree with it. The truth does matter. Just CNN doesn't happen to be reporting the truth really in any capacity. I have not seen yet a mainstream media news outlet admit that this was a vitamin E acetate cannabis dab cart issue. I've not seen one yet. I've seen plenty of other people, High Times Magazine, Leafly, Steven Crowder, Philip DeFranco, alternative news media outlets are all reporting on it. Just none of the mainstream media news outlets. And the mainstream media news outlets that the regular everyday proletariat of the people sit home and watch every single day and just take that information in, and that is the Bible truth to them, and they don't look anywhere else. Oh, my Lanta, Dan Mansfield. I feel like we need a documentary about nicotine. Any thoughts? Love it. Love it. Bring it on. You don't know nicotine? That movie can't come out fast enough. The world needs to be educated about what vaping is and what nicotine is. And again, it's not a vaping movie, right? It's not a vaping movie. It's a nicotine movie. Angel Sanchez, traditional nicotine vaping hasn't killed anyone. You're right. You are 100% right. Used as directed, nicotine vaping has not killed a single person. Period. That's where that sentence ends. The news keeps saying that vaping is bad, but they fail to realize that vaping is a verb. Yes, you don't just vape e-liquid. Vaping has been around long before e-liquid. Tobacco users have vaporized tobacco for a very long time. Cannabis users have vaporized organic matter, flower, herbs, material, whatever you want to call it. That's been getting vaporized for years. I mean, far longer than e-liquid has even been around. So hang on. People need to flood New Jersey Governor Murphy with calls too. We're potentially screwed in a few short weeks. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Let's get the Governor Murphy, New Jersey. Let's see if we can get to their office and get the phone number out there as well. Good Lord, Governor Murphy. You have the second most punchable face I've ever seen in politics. The second most punchable face. The first most punchable face in politics is Representative Paul Ray from Utah. That guy, wow. Give a peep to that guy. Tell me you don't want to punch him in the face as soon as you see it. All right, let's see. Contact us. No, we need phone numbers, you guys. Phone numbers. Trenton, New Jersey. Okay, I believe this is it. This I believe, is the phone number for the office of Governor Murphy. If anybody wants to give that a try, let me know if that's correct. But what we have on our side is a few really great things. We have science that is undeniable. And I've said this in the vlog. I'll say it here now. They can't run from the science forever. They cannot run from the science forever. They're going to try, but they can't run from the science forever. And besides science, we have... Thank you, Jeremy V, for that link. What a fantastic link. What a fantastic link right there in the chat. Yep, that's a good one. Governor Murphy, it's got Governor Gretchen Whitmer on there. It's got Governor Cuomo in New York. It's got Governor Pritzker from Illinois. That's right. Illinois is also enacting a flavor ban. And here's a great link. Oh, shit. What did I do with that link? Hang on now. Hang on now. I'm going to try to track down this link. Where the hell did it go? Aha, here it is. This is a great link that I got from Jay Hayes over there on his Jay Hayes YouTube, and I promise that's the last time I'm going to mention Jay Hayes, other than you're just going to shout out Jay Hayes for having me on today. I got this link from Jay Hayes. I'm going to post it here. I'm going to post it in the description of this video as well. But there's an interesting map. God, I wish I could show you that. How can I screen share this from OBS? Hang on. Oh shoot, I got to give Matt a call here in about 10 minutes. Oh, I'm not going to be able to, let's see, browser, window capture. There we go. Which window do I want to capture though? Sure. And it's going to be, it's going to be none of these. I don't know why it won't find my window. That's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I tried to do that right now. But what this is, and I put a link down in the description there, and then in the chat, I'm going to put it in the description as well. This is a map. Okay, this is a map of the United States, and it shows the MSA. It shows the MSA payment schedule, essentially. It shows the MSA payment schedule, essentially. And if you look at this map, you're going to notice a few things. Thank you, Matt Culley. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a call in like 5 minutes. It shows you a map. And if you notice, it's real interesting. It's real interesting here. Do you notice all these states in red? You see all these states in red? California is red. $726 million from the Master Settlement Agreement. California is in red. New York is in red. New Jersey is in red. Michigan is in red. And Illinois is in red. And California, Illinois, New York, Michigan, and New Jersey are the first 5 states right out of the gate with flavor bans being enacted. Now, that's weird. Why do those 5 flavor bans just coincide perfectly with this map? Payments under the 1998 legal settlements are based on cigarette sales, which have declined. Payments under the 1998 legal settlements are based on cigarette sales, which have declined. States and others have received $100 billion from the settlement so far. Florida, Minnesota, Texas, and Mississippi settled tobacco lawsuits separately. So those few states, Florida, Minnesota, Texas, Mississippi, and Mississippi are not part of the Master Settlement Agreement. Master Settlement Agreement. And what those red states are representing is a declining Master Settlement Agreement payment, which means these states, California, Illinois, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, that is all representative of declining MSA payments. This is money that states are getting that they're getting less of now due to vapor products. I mean, this isn't even a tinfoil hat thing. This is cut and dry. The Master Settlement Agreement is law. The CDC knows about it. The FDA knows about it. Every state and local government knows about it. That's a huge source of income for states. When you have really, really, really rich states like California, where we like to talk about how rich we are and we're losing money, what's one quick way we could probably get some money? Probably from that MSA payment, right? All we need to do is sell more cigarettes. So really, California, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, and Michigan really just want to protect that cash cow, that tobacco cash cow, because that money is eternal. It goes on in perpetuity. As long as cigarettes are for sale, states will be getting money from the Master Settlement Agreement. Anyway, share this map around, and it's almost insane to go, okay, Michigan's going to ban flavors, New York's going to ban flavors, New Jersey's going to ban flavors, Illinois is going to ban flavors, and California is going to ban flavors. And then you look at see who is suffering the most from having to repay this tobacco bond MSA money. Oh, completely not related to vaping in any way. Those exact states are in bright red on this map. I mean, I'm not saying that they're related. Maybe it's a real far stretch. Maybe it's New York just passed. New York ban just passed. Congratulations, state of New York. Here we go. Let's celebrate by hearing some words of wisdom from Governor Cuomo out of New York.
Vaping is better than smoking. Technically, yes. But so what?
Anybody need to hear that again from the great governor of New York? Let's hear this again.
Vaping is better than smoking. Technically, yes. But so what?
Vaping is better than smoking. Technically, yes, but so what? Oh, how did he get away with saying that? So what? So what? So what if vaping's better than smoking? Ban it. So what? It completely blew my mind. Completely. Let's hear it again. Right here. Governor Cuomo, this is your voice.
Vaping is better than smoking. Technically, yes. But so what?
So what? But so what? So what? It's gonna get all the citizens of my state off of tobacco cigarettes. So what? It's gonna be a health benefit to my state. So what? 13 million vapors in the United States right now quit smoking with flavored vapor products, and they're better than cigarettes. So what? Has this ever been about public health? Has this ever been about public health?
Vaping is better than smoking. Technically,
yes.
Yes. But so what?
So what? Home, I don't even live in New York, and I want to drive to this dude's house. Not for violence. What are you kidding me? I don't call to violence. I want to talk to Governor Cuomo face to face. So what? How can he say that? So what? So what? Oh, who cares? A lot of citizens in New York, they're smokers. They probably have emphysema, cancer rates, COPD. Here's a product that's better for you, but I'm going to ban it because so what on you? So what? Just quit or die. That blood's on his hands, man. That's insane to me. That's like a doctor getting up there and going, oh, well, I can't think of a analogy. Dang, I'm just not as witty as I thought I was. Let's get Matt on the phone. It's time. I'm going to try to give Matt Culley a call here. I got to set up my little fake news thing here. All right, Matt. Where you at, Matt Culley? Matt Culley, there he is. Let's try to give Matt Culley. A video phone call here. I just want to see if he's gonna. Hang on. Just.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
How about now? Can you see me?
I can see you. Nobody else can yet. There he is. Look at that. Look at Matt Culley right there. What's going on, Matt Culley? How are you, man?
Hatless too.
Hatless, without a hat, without a care in the world, without a hat.
Oh, there's definitely a few cares.
So you're.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. You're in Washington D.C. right now, right?
Yes.
With the VTA, Vapor Technology Association.
Yeah, there was a really large turnout. I think in the past there's been maybe like 50, 60 business owners at these things. This year there's about 300.
Wow, 300 business owners there. What's been going on? I mean, anything that you can share with us that's not sort of
there's definitely some stuff. There's some stuff that I can't say, but there was a lot of focus on flavors. There was a lot of focus on the lawsuit that's going on, potential lawsuits. There's also going to be a large group of people going to Capitol Hill tomorrow to meet with senators, Congress people. Mm-hmm. And so people are freaked out, but they're also fired up. Yeah. There was a lot of money that was even raised today. A couple companies basically got together, like Fig Ramsey announced it and donated like another $750,000. So there's a lot of people that are stepping up. Like people aren't going to just bend over and take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Is everybody a little bit optimistic? Well, I mean, what's the tone of everything?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely I think there's a tone that people are kind of starting to overplay their hand a bit. Even a lot of the media has started to shift over the last few days. You're seeing more articles about the Michigan ban and even people more on the human rights side calling them out because of you could go to jail for flavors and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so there's kind of this feeling that, it's bad right now and it could potentially get worse, but it's at least pushing a lot of these issues to the forefront. And it's forcing some people, like I just saw you play, it's forcing people like Cuomo to say vaping is safer than smoking, which 2 years ago, no one was ever even fucking admitting that.
No, so no one was saying that.
So, I mean, it's at least bringing it into the forefront and people are actually listening and all eyes are kind of on us right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said some people are going to meet with senators tomorrow?
Yeah. Basically, for example, if you're a California business, you're going to go and speak to senators and Congress people from California on Capitol Hill tomorrow. Right,
on Capitol Hill tomorrow. And so this is like a 2-day thing, yesterday and today?
The conference was yesterday and today, and then tomorrow they basically call it the day on the Hill.
Okay. Well, how do you feel overall after having been there for 2 days? What's your mindset moving forward, into the future of vaping?
I feel good about it, but obviously it's, I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's scary times for sure. And, we just saw what happened with New York. That got finalized. There's obviously there will be people working on loopholes and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And there will probably be some people that just will not follow the rules. And, that's been one kind of talking point is that, I don't think a lot of these people realize how big this black market's going to get, in states like that. When you ban cigarettes and cigars, that worked out, or flavored cigarettes and cigars, that worked out because I can't make a flavored cigarette or cigar in my basement. Anyone can make e-liquid in their basement. And so, and it's going to be one of those things where the cat's out of the bag already. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how New York plays out because that will probably end up being enacted even sooner than the Michigan ban. And, you know, I know the New York ban, I think it's like 90 days, whether or not it's something like where they're going to try to get legislation done in that 90-day period, or they just, you know, try to renew it or something. I don't know.
And states, when states do this, they don't have to do like that comment period, right? Like they don't have to hear from the public.
Correct. So because of the way they're doing it, like the way Michigan and New York basically did it is their health departments, or health and human services, whatever they call them, basically, you know, they basically kind of declare an emergency. And so then, you know, they suggest an executive action. You know, depending on each state's laws, you know, there could be potential lawsuits. And like, for example, like in California, the governor said he didn't think he had the authority to legally do that himself. So that's why they haven't banned flavors in California, is because he thinks that he doesn't have the legal authority to do it, and it would have to be done through Congress. And so like in California, they just basically, what was it, like passed or he basically did, how did they word it? He put together a committee to basically look at teen vaping and the health stuff behind it. And they could potentially try to ban flavors next year. We just don't know, but it depends on how the climate is next year.
Yeah, I guess it does depend on how the climate. That's crazy. It's crazy to me what's going on. So Illinois also was just announced as well, right? Have you heard about
Chicago.
I haven't got to Chicago.
Chicago, it's not final yet, but Chicago, the Chicago mayor basically said she wanted to do it. You know, whether or not the state of Illinois could do it or not, you know, without going through Congress, I'm not sure. You got to remember, like most of these states, I don't believe their Congress is in session right now. And so if there was to be an actual flavor ban bill and not an executive action, majority of these states wouldn't be able to do it until next year. Right. But obviously with some of these states, they're skirting around that, which is basically tyrannical, you know, where you know, you have a governor and you have a body, like a health, health department body of doctors that were not elected that are making these decisions. And it's not how democracy is supposed to work. No, it's not. Now, do you think that, I'm trying to get people to call the governor of New Jersey, I'm trying to get people to call the governor of New York, you think that's going to be an effective thing? Yeah, I mean, I think you have to. I also would suggest, like, if as far as social media goes, Twitter is like ground zero right now for the quote unquote vaping wars. That's where all of the reporters are. That's where all the doctors are. That's where all the researchers are. That's where the politicians are. That's where the president is. So, like, I would definitely also suggest to anyone that's not on Twitter yet or is not active to go on there. You know, shameless plug, follow me, follow Grimm. Yeah. But look and see who we follow, and follow some of those other people as well, and get, you know, into the conversation. Obviously, don't be a dick, don't say stupid shit, but I would suggest anyone that cares to get on Twitter as well. And tweet at your governor, or the governor of New Jersey if you're in New Jersey. But also you should call and send emails too. Yeah, absolutely. So were there any big takeaways or anything for you as far as, an action plan or any sort of like narrative that we're trying to move forward with in like a more uniform manner? It seems like we're a little bit all over the place. We're using different hashtags and saying different things and bringing attention to different things that might not be the opportune time to talk about them. Well, like with on the consumer side, that's kind of more of a, CASA, I would follow them and follow their lead for consumers. VTA is a trade organization, so it's for businesses. But I mean, they definitely put a lot of emphasis. There was a doctor here, like Michael Siegel. I think you know who he is. Yeah, Siegel. He went over the science behind why all these illnesses are not at all about nicotine vaping. Mm-hmm. He went through the epidemiology. Thankfully, media is starting to catch on to that, and we're seeing more and more accurate reporting recently. So definitely, I mean, first and foremost, that needs to be stressed. Yes. And especially when they're, when they're making an excuse like with all these illnesses, we must ban flavors. You're conflating two different issues, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, that's part of it. And also, on the consumer side, every consumer just needs to tell their story about how they quit with flavors. And that's really, as a consumer, those are the things you need to point out. Like, obviously, there's lobbyists that work for VTA and other organizations, and there's business owners, and they might use different arguments, but the consumer argument should really be how flavors helped you quit. What could potentially happen if you lose access to the products that you use. You don't want to have to buy shit on the black market or potentially break the law. So there's kind of different arguments for different people depending on what, if you're a company or just a consumer of the products.
Yeah. So do you think, is there any sort of like feelings or vibes towards if people are going to be receptive to information? Like if we're meeting with senators and we're meeting with Congress, how receptive do you think people are going to be? Because this is something I've talked about a lot, and people want a really simple answer for a really complicated question.
Yeah.
Are people willing to do the legwork and really like dig into this and get to the facts instead of these like blanket statements like the CDC is just like, don't vape?
Yeah. Part of what was talked about today, there's lobbying teams there and stuff, is that, you obviously have to frame your arguments differently depending on, whether you're talking to a Democrat or more of a centrist Democrat or a progressive Democrat, and then a Republican or the conservatives. Like, there's different arguments and different points you want to bring out. Like, obviously, when talking to a Republican, you might talk more on the business side of things, and also clear up the health issues. The illnesses from THC cards. But, I think that they're definitely understanding, the lobbying team here is definitely understanding the nuances, and there's kind of different arguments depending on who you're talking to. Some people so far that have been talked to are receptive. Some aren't. Like I said, that's the one silver lining with this whole situation, is that people actually care now, and they actually want to hear about this. And we're also, in some people's eyes, starting to look like martyrs because we got blamed for a bunch of people dying from shit that we had nothing to do with.
Yeah, zero.
And so that even some left-leaning media has started reporting that accurately and saying that, hey guys, maybe these flavor bans are a bit too far.
Yeah.
Like, we've been shitting all over this industry for the last couple of years, but we think you're going a little too far now.
Yeah.
So I've seen that narrative more and more recently, but with some of the politicians too, like I think that they obviously, I heard you talking about money interests and tax interests, and that's always been there. Yeah. But also there's just a lot of fucking heat on them. I mean, pissed off soccer moms that think their kid's going to die if they vape are definitely a scary demographic.
Yeah, because they want to change the law because they don't like what you're doing.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of nanny state crap. It's paternalistic where they want to tell you what you should be doing. But I mean, history has obviously shown what happens when you have prohibition.
Yeah.
Some would probably argue, well, it's not prohibition because we're not banning everything, but they don't understand how vital these products they want to ban are to, 95% of the vapors out there. So it may as well be a prohibition for most vapors, because most don't want to go to vaping tobacco.
Yeah, well, and it doesn't have to be a full ban for it to be a ban. Like if we're trying to get car accidents down and we ban tires, people are like, well, you banned driving. And it's like, no, well, we didn't ban cars. We just banned tires, which make it impossible to drive your car. Yeah. Like that's the road they're going down. They seem to want to make it as difficult as possible without banning it completely.
Yeah. I mean, one suggestion I would definitely give to consumers is like, be concerned, be active, don't freak out. Like you don't need to necessarily, if you live in Texas, you don't need to all of a sudden go make a run on vape shops and buy thousands of dollars of stuff.
Right.
Like if I was a New York resident right now, you might want to stock up for a month or two on your liquid. You'll probably still be able to buy shit online, and you'll probably still find people in New York that are still going to be selling flavors, but there's a chance that your favorite vape shop with your favorite liquid might shut down. And that's really, really shitty.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the state stuff is scarier than the FDA stuff. Even with the flavor ban that the FDA has talked about and Trump talked about, that shit still takes forever. They said that they were going to do it quickly, but it still tends to take a long time. There's a comment period. They have to finalize it. And then they usually, they have like 10 people to enforce stuff. So they have to outsource that. And so if it's just FDA, they could potentially not catch up with some of these people for years. But with a state, it's more immediate and
swift.
And swift. And so, but there's going to be people that are just going to be like, fuck you, New York. And I'm just going to sell. And like, to be completely honest with you, somebody going to jail for selling flavored vapor products could be one of the best things PR wise for our industry, because that's just way,
I agree.
Way too far.
I agree. I don't want to volunteer. I don't think anybody wants to volunteer, but I think it would be I think that would be a huge thing. It also doesn't seem to be really so much like a red or blue issue anymore. I mean, because you have Trump talking about it, but then you have, state Democrats like Kamala Harris also like taking the side of Trump, like agreeing with the right.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this is a left or right issue anymore.
That's why it's gotten a little confusing, because you have some of like the more kind of, just authoritarian nanny state types on both sides of the party that are for it. And then the more, because there's like libertarian lefties as well that are like pro legalization and stuff like that. And then you obviously have libertarian types on the right that don't want to take anything away from people. And so there's these kind of different coalitions forming that it's definitely getting very, very interesting. And it seems like some people have gone more our way when Trump did promote it. Because they just like to be the opposite of him. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually think that was a little bit of a helpful thing that Trump did. I mean, I wish he didn't do it, but it did two things. Is it made people choose a side a little bit, and it really pushed this whole discussion right to the forefront of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's talking about it.
It's promotion. It's promotion, and it makes everybody look at it. And then the fact that people are, like I said, people are now being forced to at least admit that these, you got to remember, I think the last time they did research on this, like 40% or 45% of smokers thought that vaping was as bad or worse than smoking.
Yeah.
And so, we had 2 years worth of truth ads and real cost ads and a bunch of bullshit. And then now at least like that clip you played, they're like being forced to say, okay, yeah, it is better for you than smoking. We're still going to fuck you, but it's and so that's not a good clip. That's not going to age well for someone like Cuomo.
No, it's not going to age well. It's not going to age well at all. And some of these, I don't know if you're more familiar with them than I am, but New Jersey is going after hardware as well. It's not just liquid, correct? I mean, they're going hardware, aren't they?
I don't think that's like. It hasn't happened yet, but they've talked about it. That's why we kind of got to be careful about how we shape our arguments too, because they're saying, well, since these are illicit THC cartridges that are filled by some third party, maybe we need to crack down on hardware and make it so it can't be tamper proof. But a lot of them don't realize that, like, the tanks are completely different. Like a THC cardo, or not cardo, but tank, the little
cartridge
pre-filled.
The
cartridge. Those are made to wick really thick, viscous liquids.
Exactly.
They're not made for our normal e-liquid. Like that stuff's oil soluble. The shit that we use is water soluble. Yeah, and it's and so they don't really have. Well, sometimes it works in our favor to say that there's crossover because, PMDA reasons or shit like that. Really, I mean, they're kind of two different types of products where you don't. Some mouth to lung tank that's made for 50/50 e-liquid is not going to wick that thick ass THC oil.
No. And vice versa. And they're just, they're so different products. And the more and more you hear people, politicians and public health people talking about vaping, and the more that they talk about it, they just seem more and more out of touch with what it really even is, what the technology is for, how it works. Nothing.
Yeah. So
Nothing. It's at least forcing a lot of them to take a closer look and try to understand it a bit more. Yeah, it comes back to simple questions for complicated answer, or simple answers for really complicated questions.
Yeah.
And a really complicated question is going to have a real complicated answer.
Yeah.
And we're all going to have to do our homework on it.
For sure.
You know?
So I mean, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
I'll definitely keep people posted on new shit that I find out, and I'll let you know. And I mean, just 100%. Know that there's definitely different plans and things going on, but there's I can't say exactly everything that I learned here.
Yeah, I don't want you to.
At least not today.
I don't want to get you in trouble with Dimitri. I feel like that would be.
He's not here. He's in Greece. He missed this one.
Oh, bummer.
But yeah, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want you to get in trouble. Well,
he's a scary man.
He is a scary Greek man. Well, thank you, Matt, for popping on here. Thank you for the updates. You're going to be in Washington, D.C. tomorrow as well. Do you get to go talk to a senator?
I'm going to go with a group that's meeting with like people from Washington, Oregon, Montana, but they might not have any Montana meetings. And then I think Idaho is another one. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking to some people.
All right, cool. All right. Well, Matt, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for the updates. We'll just all right, buddy. Let's keep fighting the good fight, right?
Thanks. Yep, exactly. Thanks for having me.
All right, bro. Talk at you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Matt Culley for the win, you guys. So Matt's out there. There's people that do advocacy. There's people that post the occasional advocacy tidbit on their Instagram. And then there's Matt. Who walks the walk and talks the talk, and flew his ass from Montana to Washington, D.C. to be a part of this Vapor Technology Association conference, to be a part of this talking to Congress, talking to senators. It's a huge thing. And you know what? Anybody can do it. We can all do it. We can all take a little bit of action. Me personally, I am just laser focused like the Death Star on this topic. I am living and eating and breathing tobacco harm reduction vape legislation right now. I'm just living, eating, and breathing laws and flavor bans and Twitter, and arguing with politicians and arguing with the Surgeon General, and Twitter bombing Donald Trump and Twitter bombing Governor Cuomo. Let's get those phone numbers out there again. I'm going to put this link in the description. These are the phone numbers for Governor Gretchen Whitmer is here. Governor Cuomo is here. Apparently, I've been saying his name wrong this entire time. I apologize, Governor, even though I don't really apologize, because you went and said this.
Vaping is better than smoking. Technically, yes. But so what?
But so what? And he says it with such like a snarky, like, but so what? I just cannot stand that man. So here's the link in the description again for these phone numbers. That's Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan. You can contact Cuomo in New York. You can contact Governor Pritzker in Illinois, as well as, where was the New Jersey? Governor Philip Murphy in New Jersey. Phone number. And I'm telling you, call. Get everybody you know to call. Post it on your Facebook to call. Post it on your Twitter to call. It is the single most effective thing you can do. If someone sends you a petition, you send them back a phone number and you say, call them. Call. And when we're done calling, you know what we're going to do? We're going to write letters. We are going to mail snail mail letters. Because that is another hugely, intensely effective thing to do. So one more time, let me just put this map back down in the chat again, because I saw some people asking for it. Here's the map of the MSA payments, and you can kind of notice those red states lining up. And I don't mean red as in right and blue as in left. I mean red as in red. They are red on the map. You'll notice that those red states that are risking default on their MSA tobacco bonds are the exact same states initiating these executive order flavor bans. Executive order flavor bans. So, look, we're gonna go ahead. And wrap this up. In fact, there was one thing I think I wanted to read, and it was a short one. And this is just kind of what I want to leave you with some information here. We're talking about over on the. I'm going to mention him again. Over there on the Jay Hayes stream today, we were talking about Philip Morris, Altria, Juul, everything going on. And I don't care what you use to stay off of traditional combustible tobacco cigarettes. If you use a Juul, then use the crap out of that Juul. But I'm here to say Juul is not our friend. Juul is actively our enemy. I can't stress that enough. Juul is not our friend. Not even a little bit our friend. Not our friend, Joe. But Philip Morris International and Altria, they're not. It's even hard calling them a big tobacco company anymore, right? Hang on. Someone asked me something down here. What is it? Oh, yeah. It's all about money. It's all about money. All about money, Mama Don. You can't even say that Altria and Philip Morris are big tobacco companies anymore, because they sell tobacco, yes, and tobacco cigarettes are their bread and butter and can never be banned. Tobacco cigarettes will eternally be for sale in the United States, and as long as that's a reality, Altria and Philip Morris have nothing to worry about. They have that sweet tobacco money. Sweet tobacco money, but they're branching out. E-cigarettes, right? E-cigarettes. Juul, we know about Altria and Juul. PMI, Philip Morris International, you can now get life insurance through PMI, through a big tobacco company. You can get life insurance. This is another thing that I haven't seen anywhere. I haven't seen this reported anywhere. Cannabis. Altria bought a 45% stake in a Canadian cannabis company, Cronos Group, for $1.8 billion last year. So last year, Altria is already getting into the cannabis industry. You wanted to see big tobacco? Now we have Juul and big vapor. Soon, we're going to have Cronos and big weed. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be these multi-billion-dollar companies running the vape game, running the cannabis game like they have run everything else in the past. Altria bought a 45% stake in a Canadian cannabis company, Cronos Group, for $1.8 billion last year, with an option to increase that to 55% over the next 5 years. By moving into cannabis early, Altria is positioning itself to take market share into new countries as U.S. states legalize recreational and medical marijuana. Cronos sees an opportunity to customize vaporizers for cannabis. So not only is Altria in the cannabis game now, they're going to be making vaporizers. They're going to be making cannabis vaporizers. I didn't see anything about that. Before we wrap this up, I am going to get to all of the super chats that happened. I just realized there was a few of them, so I apologize. Let me get to that. Simon, that was very gracious of you. You didn't have to, but you did. Boosh, very gracious of you. You take that fist bump. Straight up Dimes, very gracious of you. Love what you do. Also, Rocket Blast is the jam. Hell yeah, Rocket Blast is the jam. Crimson, very gracious of you. I felt like I lit a fire under your ass just now. You did, and it doesn't take much to set me off. Like I said, tensions are so high right now. Tobacco control is crazy right now. Crazy right now. So it doesn't take much to set me off on some sort of rant tangent. Angel Sanchez, very gracious of you. This is just for being amazing. Woot woot. Well, Angel, boosh. That right there, that fist bump for you, that's just for being amazing. Keep being amazing. Robert, very gracious of you. Love what you're doing, Nick. Please tell me you watched and heard the Rob Zombie on the Joe Rogan podcast. Fist bump. I have not listened to the Rob Zombie podcast yet, but I did listen to the Dan Aykroyd one the other day. That is a spectacular podcast. If you have a chance to check out Joe Rogan and Dan Aykroyd, definitely check it out. But last night I did go see The Devil's 3 or whatever it's called, the new Rob Zombie movie. Went and saw it last night. It's just a lot of blood and good fun. Good stuff. Lance, very gracious of you. Yeah, exactly, Governor Cuomo. Living is better than dying. I mean, technically yes, but so what? Did I get the inflection right? He said it in such a smarmy fucking way. But so what? So what? So what? People are going to die. So what? People are going to have cancer. So what? So what? Who cares? So what? That's what you want to hear a politician say. So what? People are dying in war. So what? 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 So what? Wow. Thank you, Lance. Very gracious of you. Mike Vapes. Yeah, Mike Vapes is here. Mike Vapes, very gracious of you, bro. My state has fallen, but the fight lives on. Yeah. Your state hasn't fallen, Mike Vapes. You have all the support in the world behind you. You have all the support of all the vapors. You have my support behind you. Your state has not fallen. Your state has, let's call it, tripped. It's tripped over a Cuomo, and it's going to recover. It's going to recover. I do believe that. These things are going to get fought. There's going to be lawsuits. Mike Vapes, my sincerest condolences to all of the vapors in the state of New York. The first person I thought of, obviously, my good buddy Eric, Vinyl and Vapor, who's been doing Deep Cuts Liquid out of New York for the past few years. Awesome. How's it feel to be a criminal now, Eric? How's it feel to be a criminal? Joe, very gracious of you. Closing World of Warcraft and paying attention. That's what I like to see. I called El Trumpo today and told him I'm against vape bans. Awesome. Let's do it again tomorrow. Let's do it again the next day. Let's get everybody that we know to do it a couple of times. Everybody that we know. There are 13 million of us. Between all of us YouTubers, we got to be reaching like at least half of that 13 million, right? Like at least half of it. Let's say we can get 6 million vapors to flood calls to Cuomo's office, to flood calls to the New Jersey office, to flood calls to the White House. I mean, the strength that we have is in our numbers. And there are millions of us. Millions of us. Nick, what are your thoughts on IQOS? Here's the thing. If it helps cigarette smokers quit smoking, I'm all for it. 100% all for it. If it's tobacco harm reduction and it's going to help smokers quit, I'm 100% on board with it. Scott Van Straten, very gracious of you. Do you think PMI offers a discount on life insurance for smokers? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm gonna get too ranty. I'm trying to reel this in. It's 3:00. It's been an hour. 6 million of us criminals. 6 million of us vape terrorists. No, I'm not on keto. I just don't eat a lot because of stress. It's been about 2 years of just stressing out. That and I exercise more, and I try to eat less junk food. Final super chat of the night here from Tim J. Very gracious of you. We're going to buy from other places that want our money, New York. Well, so what? Exactly. Vapors are just going to get their stuff outside of the state. So what? Oh, you won't get that tobacco tax money, New York. So what? People are going to start smoking again, New York. So what? So what? Start ovation. Keep up the fight, bro. Appreciate hearing the truths. Yes. Keeping up the fight. Keeping up the fight. Keeping up the fight. I see people are emailing me, people are tweeting at me, and they say, I feel like it's dying down. You know what? I feel like the hype's dying down and the rage is dying down and the fight is dying down. No, it is not. We're really just getting started. I know. Maybe we could get Rip Trippers on board with some advocacy. That would be amazing. He has so much bigger of a reach. He could get people calling the White House. He could get people calling New Jersey. I don't know what it is. And here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say right now. I'm going to make a big GrimmGreen announcement right now. All of my videos moving forward are going to be about this topic. I don't really foresee myself. I'm probably going to talk about some vape stuff here and there. I might have unique reviews. occasionally here and there, but since this has all started going down, like I said, I am laser focused like the Death Star on this particular topic. I can't not talk about it. I can't not think about it. I can't not talk about it. So I'm going to be talking about it. It's just what you're going to hear. Things are happening quick. Just today, just a few days ago, Governor Cuomo, this was a proposition. Today, law. Flavors have been banned in the state of New York. Flavors have been banned in the state of Michigan. Illinois is next. California's after that. What are we going to do? Does that upset you? Good. Let's make some phone calls. And I want everybody in the world to know that vapors, we vape and we vote. And there are 13 million of us. We are big. We are strong. And we are not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I will fight with you guys till the very end. From my cold, dead hands, they can take my mod. I'll fight with you guys till the very end. That's my promise. Till the very, very end. And hopefully at the end, we'll get to file some lawsuits against the CDC. We'll get to file some lawsuits against our president. We'll get to file some lawsuits against the FDA for knowingly keeping information regarding the severity of the health risks of vapor products from the United States. That information is being actively suppressed. And you're right, Dan. I do need a beer to calm down. Whew. I don't want to turn into Alex Jones. I don't want to start yelling, but it's difficult when it's something that is this serious. And people constantly tell me, "Oh, vaping, that's a weird thing. That's like a weird hill to die on, right? That's a weird cause to take up." I didn't choose the vape life. The vape life chose me. And it's not a weird hill to die on because we're talking about 480,000 smokers in the United States that will die this year. This is a life and death issue. This isn't I have a dope build in my RDA, look how many clouds I can blow issue. This is literally a freedom issue. This is literally a life and death issue. Let's all have a beer. So what? Ban it. Ban beer. Ban it all. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this Tuesday Bro Tuesday up, you guys. But thank you guys. Seriously, so much for coming to hang out. So much for listening. Get involved. Do live streams. Tell your story. Here's one thing. If you want some GrimmGreen homework, here's some GrimmGreen homework. If you want some GrimmGreen homework, take your phone, flip it, landscape like this, shoot a video, tell your story. My name is Nick. I'm 42 years old. I started smoking when I was 13, and root beer is the flavor that finally got me away from traditional tobacco cigarettes. Please don't ban flavors. I'm against this flavor ban. Thank you for your time. And upload it to Twitter, upload it to YouTube, upload it to Instagram, upload it to Vimeo, make it shareable, make everybody share it all over the place. Because like I said, 480,000 smokers die every year. Technically, yes. So what? So what, Kumo? So what, New York? So what? So what? Just smoke already. Just smoke already. Okay, we got one more super chat here, and then I promise we're going to end it. Andy V, very gracious of you. Let's pretend that it was true. Let's give them 6 people die from vaping e-juice instead of contaminated THC. Okay, so this is in the hypothetical world. What about the 400,000 people who die from smoking cigarettes every month in the U.S. alone? Yeah. What about the 1,400 people that die every day? Is it 1,300? What about the 1,300 people that die every day? Every single day people are dying from cigarettes. People's parents, people's grandparents, mothers, fathers are dying of these horrible diseases that can all be prevented, except politicians want to ban the cure because it's flavored. That's why they want to ban the cure, because it's flavored. It's crazy. That's right. I'm okay. Now we're really going to wrap this up, you guys. I have so much to do today, but thank you guys seriously so much for joining me. I'll be back here on Thursday night, 4:30 p.m. for some more hot vlogging action. And I couldn't be more excited about it. This week's vlog, I think, is going to be a real humdinger. If you're here now, go ahead and hit that like button. You would just make my day, or not. If you didn't like anything you saw, then please do not hit that like button. But if you did, hit that like button. Hit it or don't hit it. You know, so what? I don't care. So what? Anyway, thank you guys seriously so much for coming out. This has been Tuesday Bro Tuesday. I'll see you guys soon.